And I think we're live.
I
Good
think we are.
morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Leslie. How are you?
I'm good now that we've gotten through a few technical glitches that were all my fault.
No, they were not your fault at all. All good. We're here. It's Friday. It's a nice day in New York City. All is good.
It's really beautiful. And I've just been so inspired by some of the comments that were on our post and from some related posts about this topic of mistakes, which seems to be very popular on LinkedIn recently. So I thought before everyone gets here, I thought we'd start with some of the fabulous quotes, and I'll share this one first. So Lauren Greif wrote, "Mistakes are magical reminders that we're human and alive for growth."
I love that. I
Isn't
love
that
that.
great? Oh,
Yes.
it just I've read it over so many times. And I'm like, that really rings with me.
Yeah.
And then there was this one. I only wrote part of it on the banner. This is from James Sampson, and this was on a different post, but again, this week and related. So failure teaches faster than success. Success reinforces what you already know. Failure forces you to see what you've been ignoring if you're willing
Oh,
to face it.
I like that part. That part is amazing. So true.
Yes, yes. And we've got time for one more before we start saying hello to people. So Jesse Hernandez, again, this was on his post about missteps and mistakes. So
Wow.
again, timing was amazing. So he wrote, "Every misstep is a map pointing toward what works next time."
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the optimism.
Yeah.
Of course, our brain kind of is wired to be a little negative about mistakes, and that's what we'll be talking about today. So I'm going to put up the welcome, and maybe the comments definitely are all flowing in already.
Yes, thank goodness. Last time I remember it was a huge delay. We were like, is anyone here? And then they all came in all
Exactly.
at once.
So Yolanda,
Good
good
morning.
morning, from Texas. If she's there today, I assume she is. Oh, Christina Massa, happy Friday.
Ah, good morning, Christina.
And Gail, oh, hello. Great to see you. And look who's here, Kenneth Lang.
Yay.
Yay, great to see you. And oh, hello, Holly. Thank you for getting up early to join us. And Glenna Crooks is here. Oh, it's so nice to see you. And it is a beautiful fall day.
It is.
And look who's here from Northwest Florida. Thank you.
Evan.
Oh, we're going to have to guess. LinkedIn user.
We have a list of suspects. I know who that often might be. Oh,
Yes.
howdy from
And
Texas.
Lynn, yay. Another. So we have Texas is definitely here today.
And
And I
Gail is
think,
from Barbados, I'm seeing in the comments. I would love to be there right now.
me too.
Oh,
And
and
aloha, Jane.
speaking of great places.
Oh, and I don't want to forget Carlos
Hello.
Abrego. Thank you. And look who's here from like a few blocks away from
Wow.
me.
Good
Hello,
morning,
Todd.
everyone.
And Zarina, I think, is the furthest away.
I think
We're so
so.
glad you're here. And a couple more hellos. Lisa
Hi,
Klein,
Lisa.
thank you for joining us. And
And
Anne from Virginia, thank you. And we could squeeze in Chasen.
Jason.
Hello, Chasen.
Oh, so many friends are here today. Thank you also. Thank
Everyone's
you all.
popping in. Oh, thank you everyone for being here. So we really should get to welcoming you. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here live or whether you're watching the replay. This is Let's Talk About It, Careers, Business, and LinkedIn, episode 24.
Wow.
I know. Are we learning from our mistakes is our topic today. And of course, we want to start with introducing ourselves. Melissa?
Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Cohen. I'm a personal branding and LinkedIn strategist, and I help people to find their voice, build their brands, and build their business here on LinkedIn. And I am so excited to see so many familiar and new faces. Thanks for joining us today. And like Leslie, I am in New York City.
And I am Leslie Nydick. As the conflict strategist, I've learned a lot from my clients and students. And that's why I love being on LinkedIn and other social media, really to share tips about communication, negotiation, and of course, conflict, because they're all related. There's one thing I want to mention. Yesterday was National Boss Day. And it was obviously an opportunity to celebrate the great bosses and appreciate the lessons from the bad bosses. Because for me, I don't know about for anyone else, I learned a lot from bad bosses. Essentially, do the opposite.
Definitely.
So,
What not to do.
exactly. So, maybe we'll check in with to see who else has arrived because I see a few more. I want to say hello to
Hi,
Rana Deb is
good
here.
morning.
Hello. And I think my things are popping around. Stan is here.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, Stan. I
So
wonder
great
I
to
wonder if
see you.
Susan was our LinkedIn user then. Sometimes she
She
is.
could be. And I think we did say hello to Nick. Now Nick is saying hello to a lot of other people. I love it. So we'll check in with all of you shortly because we need your help on this next question. I want you to fill in the blank. When you attempt to learn a new skill, learning is optimized when your attempts fail blank percent of the time. And we're looking for guesses. And of course, I'm wondering if Melissa has a guess.
I have no idea. I'll just be very non-committal and say 50. 50-50.
50-50. I like that. Let's see what are we getting some other we're getting hellos. Oh,
Hi,
Gary
Gary.
Kuhn, thank you for being here. And another LinkedIn user or the same user? Not sure.
We'll find
Hmm.
out when we go back.
And that I love what bad bosses have been a major source of inspiration to me. Yep, we can learn from the good and the bad. So not all the guesses are coming in. So I'm going to review it one more time in case everyone didn't hear it. And then if we don't get guesses, we'll let you know our guesses. When you attempt to learn a new skill, learning is optimized when your attempts fail blank percent of the time. So fill in the blank. Now I am seeing some guesses. So thank you. We've got Lynn guessing 20%. And it's popping. Oh my God. Now they're all popping in. So I'm trying to show them all. Yolanda said 30%. We've got another 50%. 25%. And Glenna's guessing 30%. We've got 35%. We've got a full range, an interesting 50% or below is what people think. Oh, and good morning, Lauren. And she's guessing 45%. And Kimberly's here. Mistakes become learning when I fail even 5% of the time. Interesting. So let me share. This was research from the University of Arizona. The fill in the blank is 15%. One
Oh, wow.
five.
That's what I said. No,
There's
I'm
a
kidding.
and there's a bit more like to put it in perspective. So the research showed if we succeed 100% of the time, the task is considered too easy and we're not learning anything new. So it's all about, is there learning going on? if we fail 50% or more, and no one was, well, actually, I do see 160%. I see Carlos said that. The task is too hard, and we often stop trying whatever it was we were trying. So that's where they came to the conclusion that our brains learn the fastest in the 15% failure zone.
Makes
And
sense.
that's what the research found.
Makes sense.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
And we have so many different guesses here. So, and then we're getting like sweet comments. We all have to go and see Lauren's post today and see what that's about. We'll do after the show. So now we're going to start with our topic and get to it already. Melissa, how has mindset played? Oh, I'm asking the second question first.
Oh, you
Sorry.
can ask whatever you want. Mix it up, Leslie.
Describe
Go
an
crazy.
We're a little twisted this morning, meaning me, not we. Describe an experience when a mistake led to learning. Melissa.
So I think this is a mistake that I think many people can relate to, because I think it's happened to a lot of us, right? Have you ever hit reply to all on an email when you meant to hit reply? We have probably all made that mistake at some point, and it has happened to me. It has happened to people on my team. And I think that's a great learning opportunity, right? Always pause before you hit send. And I think that that is a learning, not only just from who are you copying on the email, but do you really want to send what you just wrote? Because sometimes, we respond to emails from emotion, we respond quickly, we may misinterpret the tone of what they're saying and respond in a tone that isn't really necessary. So I think that was a big learning for me and for everyone I know who has made that little faux pas. So take a pause and review what you're sending and walk away from it even for 5 minutes and come back and make sure that's what you want to say.
Yes, especially when we're rushing to get a lot of tasks done, and just check that 2-line, which I didn't do, everyone here, when I sent Melissa the link for today for her to get into the StreamYard studio. She called, and luckily I was looking at my phone. I sent it to myself, which a lot of times I do put my name there, and I forgot to change it to Melissa, so she never got it. So just checking the 2-line is so key. I think that I wanted to add, that for me, just thinking about mistakes and experience, I still go back to like 7th or 8th grade when I took chemistry. And I really base my thinking about mistakes on this, that we had to prove our hypothesis, we had to, review our failures and mistakes. And it was just something that was the norm versus something to fear. And I think that has helped. Not that I don't worry and get concerned about mistakes, but it really changed it. And then there's this one quote that really confirms it for me, and I remind myself of this all the time. So back a long time ago, a journalist asked Thomas Edison how he felt about failing 1,000 times. And he replied, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps.
I love
So
that.
that little shift really changed it. And I know a lot of people here have a lot to say about this. So I'm going to try to scroll back.
While you're scrolling, yeah, I see one from Kimberly that I love. A recent mistake was giving away my prep time for a workshop to handle other people's issues. It reminded me to honor my prep boundaries too. I mean, I could have written a version of that one, and it's really true. Sometimes we put other people's priorities ahead of our own, and that's not always a good thing.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good one. Here's something. I've been on the receiving end of that reply all. Oh, have I as well? And we're going to skip. Or including people on email chains that don't need to be there.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great one, Ken.
And then all the people start saying, please remove me from this email chain. And you get 15,000 of those. So it just makes it worse.
Well, first, I want to say hello to Gary. Thanks for joining us. Even though I failed to learn 95% of the time, guess, of course, for me. So I love that. And I'm skipping forward. We do need to pause and take the time to respond, draft and let it sit an hour, react later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great advice. And I'm skipping forward. Lauren's saying good morning to everyone. And I want to say hello to Laura for being here. I often whip out what I want to say and go back and add finesse and niceties.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea too. And just keeping that 2-line blank is important, because in case you hit send, at least you'll get the message, like, you need to say who you want to send this to. And I think there's a couple more. Oh, and I was wondering if there's any like science people in the audience. Christina, the chemistry, it is a science, the whole thing with mistakes. And now we have, hello, Todd. That unit of time is called an oh no second. The fraction of a second between hitting send and saying, oh no, I can't believe I just did that. I love that. Oh no second. So now let's get to that second topic, which is really one of my favorites. How has mindset played a role in helping you or hindering you to welcome mistakes? What do you think, Melissa?
We're already seeing some references to mindset in the comments, which is super interesting. It's as if they knew. I think mindset is incredibly important. I actually have a post on LinkedIn scheduled for Monday about mindset, so wait for it. My mindset has had to do a lot of shifting over the last 5 years. And so I think a big mindset shift for me, which has really impacted this, is it's sort of along the lines of what Kimberly referred to, which is realizing that I don't have to put others first constantly. And I attended a retreat recently. It was a one-night retreat, and it was fantastic because one of my biggest takeaways was a huge mindset shift. And I'm just going to leave it here. Not everything requires a response. And that has really, it sounds very simple, right? But I've made that mistake in the past of thinking that just because somebody asks me to do something or asks me for something, I don't have to respond to it. If I don't see a good way to either say yes because I'm excited about it,
yes,
or no in a way that's going to just end there. If I can tell this is going to be an ongoing dialogue that I don't want to have right now, not everything requires a response.
I wrote that down because I need to know that, because I have this thing where I have to respond to everything, and I've held myself back, and I need that post-it reminder that not everything needs a response. And that changes even just the amount of time you have and what's happening. So thank you for that. I love that.
Because sometimes the requests are unsolicited, right?
Yes.
Or they're from people we don't know. And So sometimes you really have to gauge what's the intention behind it.
Yes. And when it comes to LinkedIn or other social media, even realizing that their request is not even being written by them many times. It's their AI or their apps writing it, so they don't even know that they're not getting a response. They only know when the responses come through.
That's very true. That's actually a fantastic addition. That's really true.
Yeah. So for me, the same, like mindset is definitely played an important role in how I view mistakes. And I think that working with my clients has really impacted my mindset a lot because I'm always promoting that mindset is a big part of our communication, but kind of getting it pushed back at me. But here's a specific case where it just stood out, especially about mistakes. So there was a manager and a team in deep conflict, not unusual. But when we unraveled all the issues, it really came down to the manager and how they addressed mistakes, and rather they focused on blame and fault. So the team's mistakes started increasing all as a result of that, because that fear drove it. And the amount of learning was zero, because it's back to like, if you make too many mistakes, you start just shutting down. So it's really related to that point where they said the percentage, if it's over 50% mistakes, you start not learning. And also, this is really about like what to learn from your bad bosses. um, Someone blame and fault, and then you realize like this is not an environment to learn and move forward and invent and have great ideas. It shuts it down. So it's also that opportunity to learn from what they do wrong and do the opposite. And our audience has a lot to say as well as people, new people showing up. So I want to show some of their comments. So Daniel's here.
Daniel.
So, oh, he's answering to Philippe. She wants you to listen with more than just your ears, like my wife does.
Felipe,
So,
Felipe is saying my wife also reminds me that sometimes people are not asking for your response.
oh, I love
That's
that.
true. That is true.
And welcome, Laura, because I don't know if I said hello to you before. Strong mindfulness helps every aspect of both work and personal life. I think that we find that maybe that's where the lines get blurred all the time on LinkedIn, because so much of what we all post and talk about on LinkedIn does help us in our personal lives. So there really is a mix, and it's hard to draw a hard line. And then Gary was saying responding internally is good too. Silence can be quite impactful. The magic of the pause.
Yep, absolutely. I love one from Kimberly. I've gotten good at deleting the unsolicited requests that are not for me. That's a big one, right? My DMs and my emails are so filled sometimes with, to your point, Leslie, I believe they're automated.
Yes.
And I would find that I was actually missing emails and DMs that I wanted to respond to, because they would just get lost in the clutter of all of this automated, let me send this to as many people as I can, because hopefully of the 200 I send it to, 2 are going to respond.
Right.
They're cluttering up, my inbox. So I love that. If it's not for you, delete. If you know the person, then I would say the courtesy of a response. But if it's an unsolicited request and you don't know the person, it's too big of a time commitment otherwise.
Yes. And that's what happened when I just felt like, hey, anything that comes to me, I have to respond. And then you look at your week and go, okay, 90% of my week was just responding to everything that was coming at me versus me deciding what to spend my time on.
Yep, exactly.
So it's, and I think LinkedIn particularly, but any social media, especially LinkedIn, DMs really are heavily used.
It's interesting though, I don't have a huge Instagram presence, as you know, But I have started to get a huge amount of unsolicited messages on Instagram. It's really
Wow.
interesting. Yeah. And mostly from people I'm not even connected with, don't follow me. It's really interesting. It's interesting. Let's say it
Yeah.
that way.
But that's why your rule for all of us is
Yep.
so important, that we don't have to respond to everything that came at us, because then do you want 90% of your time and your week being spent on just replying and bouncing things back rather than doing what you intentionally want to do?
A-
So important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think Gail has a great response. And then I know we have to move on, but not responding is a response. I ask, is this going to be even worth the ensuing angst? Exactly.
Oh, and Kenneth emphasized, listen before responding, think
Yeah.
first.
Yes.
Yes, because in this like quick texting, slacking world, we're just so used to that it has to be immediate. And it's like, you can wait. And Evan said, this is the
Yes.
growth versus fixed
Yep.
mindset choice. Let us always choose growth.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evan. I love that. I really do. So, and there is a minute or two to add a few. There were some additional comments on our post as that got, and others that got around, that just caught my attention last night. And one, because I just saw Evan's name, reminded me. So here's a real great nugget. In the GPS of your life, mistakes are the recalculation that gets you to your destination sooner.
Oh, I love that. Who said that?
Evan Benjamin.
Oh, of course he did.
um, and I have one, I hope Anne is still here. She wrote, by shifting the focus to uncovering the lesson and strategizing next steps, we can move forward and come back as a team.
Yes. I love that
I
too.
wish my client, the manager, knew that, because there's learning going on versus, that environment of blame that becomes a toxic work environment. And I'm glad I don't work in any of those anymore.
Seriously.
And and I don't know if Lincoln Axon is here, but I'm going to share what he wrote. And it was on another post, but very related. Every problem is an opportunity in disguise.
That's true.
Easy to remember and a great mindset.
That's
So
totally true.
it's getting to the end of our time,
I don't
as usual.
understand that. I don't
I,
understand
I
that.
feel like we just got here and I'm still discombobulated with my mistake of not sending you the link.
Not
So
at all.
what I want to remind everyone is that the networking goes on in the comments. Please, we love it. That's how we know we're really becoming a community here, and we love connecting with everyone and chatting with you today and through the weekend. We look forward to it. Now, I want you to know our 25th episode is coming up next in November. So mark your calendar for November 14th. If you've been here, I'll make sure that you get an invite for the event. And before we sign off, Melissa, please share any closing words you have.
Oh, I just want to thank everybody who took time today to join us. I am seeing all these amazing comments. I noticed I noticed someone who's new to us here for the first time. So welcome, welcome. As Leslie said, we will respond to all your comments today and over the weekend. It takes us a little time sometimes, but we do try to get to them. And looking forward to seeing you all next month. I mean, that's our silver anniversary. I think we have to do
It
something
is.
special.
I know. I'm still trying to think of what it should be, but we need your help. We need you all to come
Yeah.
so we can celebrate 25 episodes together. So have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you all so much. And Leslie, thank you. You always do an amazing job. And I appreciate this time
Oh,
together.
and I appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.